There we go. Hi, everyone. I am super excited. This is an edition for lunch hour. So for those of you that got some food, that you guys are taking a break from work, go ahead, say hello. Show us some love, guys. Go ahead, show us some hearts because I'm about to introduce our amazing guest today. And I want you guys to meet her. Demi, go ahead. Hi. Let us know who you are. Let them know. Let them know.
So my name is Demi Cobar, as you guys know, or you might know me as Demi Tigressa. I am an actress. I have studied in theater for about 3 years in Los Angeles City College, and now I'm working on commercials and just grinding hard every day.
Yes, I am super excited to have a guest like this on the show. And more so, this is the main point of the shows. Mental health, therapy, getting the word out there that therapy is not a dirty word. And more so, the most exciting part of how I connected with Demi is that we talked about our own experiences with therapy, getting and receiving these services, right? And if anybody knows, when you go to therapy, it's scary at first, right? So please go ahead, share this with somebody that is maybe thinking of going to therapy, or be like, oh my God, I need some help with Bay. I need help with this. I need help with my mom. I need help with my dad, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So without further ado, we have an amazing fun activity today with Demi, right? And I don't want you guys to miss that. So go ahead, share with others, right? So I'm going to go ahead and start off by asking Demi to tell us a little bit of her background, how she got into acting as an actress, but also the challenges she may have had with her own mental health in going into this field. Because come on, guys, we're in LA, right? So we have a lot of opportunities here for film, for commercial, for artistic vision that can be coming to life, right? But without the challenges, right? So without further ado, Demi, please tell us about your journey, how you got into it, what drew you to it. Go ahead, let us know.
I mean, I've always been passionate about acting since I was a little kid. I used to throw little plays and stuff with my cousin and my brother for my parents. Like, we'd set up little chairs and stuff in the backyard. We'd, write and perform our own plays. And from there on, I, been on my own since I was about 17 years old and decided just to go for it. I went to college for other professions, but for some reason I just kept getting drawn to the acting, so I definitely went for it. I went to college for theater, and that introduced me to a whole new life. I was able to really live it, breathe it, and now being in LA, it's a struggle. It's really hard.
Yes.
There are so many people out there trying to do it, and I give props to everybody who is pursuing, because it's not easy. There's so much competition, but when you stop thinking of it as competition, it's different, because in all reality, what people love to see is you being raw and you being yourself. And so if you think of it as competition, then that means you're trying to be like other people. When you're not competing, when you're yourself, there's nobody else in your lane, because there's nobody else like you. You're your own person.
Yes.
So it's
How did you understand that, though? Because I think a lot of people, what happens even with their own mental health is they don't understand that there's a time and a place for everyone. There is enough for everyone. How did you understand that?
Honestly, and I'm not just saying this because of the topic that we're on right now, but therapy has really helped me, and
hey, y'all, give us a high five for therapy. Yes. And how has therapy helped you?
Right. Therapy has helped me because it helped me remove the fear or the shame, because that's one of the hugest things, being a young woman in today and age. There's so much shame. Latina.
Right. Yes.
And, being a woman and having sexuality, it's just, you're shamed for being sexual or having a sexuality when they promote sexuality everywhere. So it puts you in a really odd bracket where you don't know how to express yourself, because people will be judging you, whether you're doing it I don't know.
Yes, yes. And just for a little introduction for those of you that are joining us, right? Demi is our special guest today, and she is giving a testimony of her own experience with therapy, but also how it's really helping her succeed within her career. And as a disclosure, legally, she is not my patient, not my client. I am not that lucky to have her, right? Because I would never have a client on here. These are people that I just absolutely am drawn to, and I feel like their story needs to be heard. Other people need to know what it is that they're doing, right? So a little introduction. I might have mentioned this or not at the beginning, but I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, licensed in the state of California, and I see individuals, I see couples, I see children, I see families in our practice, right, for Vida Therapy. So once again, Demi is here with us today giving a testimony to how amazing therapy is. And she just mentioned something so important, the stigma surrounding mental health. So Demi, have you ever mentioned that you are receiving therapy or have had that experience to others within your field, other actors, other actresses?
I actually the first person that I ever experienced or talked about therapy was with my best friend, who's been going to therapy since like high school or middle school, I think. And at the time when she would talk about it, I kind of like pushed it aside because growing up in my family, like therapy was like what do you need to do that for? Why are you going to spend your money, like waste your money to talk to people when you have friends and family you could talk to?
Yes.
And so
why spend money when you could talk to somebody for free? But it's the same thing that is if you were sick or you had a broken tooth, you wouldn't go to your homegirl down the corner. You would be like, oh, I need to go see the dentist, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Somebody who is not related to you personally, that is an outsider with an outsider's perspective that can actually like see your situation for what it is without having, what do they call it? Like without
judgment or
without having judgment or just
bias.
like biased. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Where they're not biased to, like, you know, I could talk to my best friend about anything. I'm sure everyone has a best friend that they can talk to, but your best friend's always going to be on your side. And sometimes you need to hear that devil's advocate. You need to hear like the other person's you know, point of view and like how they're feeling and what I might be doing to make them affect me in a certain way. Like what it is that it just helps you see things from, like I said, just a different perspective and help you. It's been helping me understand, you know, other people and what I'm doing that is causing, you know, other people to act a certain way that they are.
Absolutely. So it sounds like taking accountability for our own actions and beliefs, right? And that's the biggest thing because the only person that we can control is ourselves, right?
Yeah.
But it takes a while to really wrap our head around that. There's things that we all struggle with daily, right? So Demi, how has implementing mental health into your career helped you just jumpstart and go get it? Tell us, before that though, what is the most awesome project you have ever worked on so far? Tell us about that.
Actually, the project that I'm working on
right
because I'm so excited. Actually, the project that I'm working on right now, it's a really fun project. The writing and the writers are amazing. It's called Bloody Maria. I'm sure you guys have seen my posts already, and it's about a Catholic schoolgirl chola.
You hear that, y'all? They're representing.
And she actually gets cursed by Bloody Maria, and she turns into a werewolf. And that's me. I'm the werewolf chola.
There you go.
And it's actually been a project we've been working on for like a year now. I was actually one of the first people they casted for the project. Sorry, it's getting a little more.
Yeah, I know.
I was one of the first people they casted for the project, and we did the trailer, and the crew is amazing. You know, shout out to Iris Alvarez for, you know, creating this amazing project. I'm so glad to be a part of it, and for this long too. But yeah, it's been great, and it's been a great opportunity because she's also opened up some doors and like opened up my mind in a certain sense. Like we did this ceremony when we first got like casted, when we cast the whole crew, and it was like this circle where we talked about, you know, we lit candles, and each candle represented something different, and then she had us write on a little piece of paper. One of the things we wrote was our biggest fear, and then we put it into the fire and burned it, and for some reason I was like, my fear is gone. Like, that's crazy. And it was just metaphorically speaking, but like we really, I just really felt it like erase, like vanish. And then like going to therapy is kind of like a similar situation.
Yes.
You
yes,
know.
Tell us about therapy, Demi. Tell us about how amazing it is.
It's great.
I've told people before that, you know, the most naked you can ever be with anyone is not with your clothes off. It's with all your clothes on, but being so vulnerable emotionally that they see to the depths of your soul. That is being vulnerable. That is true nakedness, right? So Demi, tell us, what have you learned or what have you taken from therapy? What was it like when you first went in? What was that like for you?
Okay, so the first time I ever went into therapy, I actually sat on the couch and I felt so awkward because this woman I've never met in my life, and I was like, I have to talk about my life with her. And like, I was overwhelmed with tears. I just could not, I just started sobbing. Like, it was crazy. And she was just like, it's okay. Like, it happens all the time. And for me, I think it was because I was humiliated. I was like, I cannot believe I have to, like, I felt like I was lowering myself. Like, I was like, I felt like I was, like, you know, I reached a point where I needed to, I had no other choice. Like, I didn't know where to turn. And so it felt like humiliating. Like, I was like, I can't believe I'm here. I have to do this.
Yes. Yes. I've had that same feeling. And as I've mentioned previously, and Demi, thank you for sharing that, because I think a lot of us, whether we'd like to admit it or not, have had those moments where like, I have to ask for help, right? And even being a mental health professional myself, like I tell all my patients and my clients, I have in my lifetime gone to therapy, because how can I tell others that, oh, you need to go try this and do that when I myself am not aware, right?
Practice what you preach.
Practice what you preach, but I seriously walk my walk and I talk my talk, right?
Yeah.
So Demi, where did it hit you where you're like, okay, this is what vulnerability is and this is how it can help me?
So basically, like, one of my, I guess, biggest strengths and flaws is like my pride. Like, that was like my biggest flaw, and that was why I had so much, like, such a difficult time going into therapy to begin with, because I was like, I don't need this. Like, I could do it on my own. Working out is the best way to get over whatever, like, stresses I have. But in reality, I realized that you know, for one, I hate asking for help. I am like, no, like, I'm like the person who like, I'll be like, okay, let me do it. Like, and they're like, let me show you. No, I got it. And then I try it and I try it and I try it. And then I don't want to ask for help, and I like will figure it out on my own. Right. But there's
That's
some
like
things...
a lot of people, right? Yeah. Go ahead, guys. If you guys are watching, or if you guys can relate, be like, yes, amen. I agree, Debbie. Yes.
Yeah. So the fact that I had to just like bite my tongue and like swallow my pride and like let go of my ego and just be like, yo, I can ask for help. And I do need help, and asking for help is not a problem. In fact, like, it made me feel stronger at the end, and that's pretty much sums up like the answer to your question. Like, when I realized, like, I actually don't feel weak anymore. I feel stronger because I made this next
decision.
Step, this decision. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that's the most important thing that Demi said, is that's the first step, right? Being able to ask for help, but also knowing like, okay, I know this is going to be difficult at first, but I'm going to get through this, right? It's the same thing when we learn anything new, right? You have to first try it and then see how it goes. So Demi, one of the questions I got when I posted about you and I said, okay, we're going to have Demi on here, is how did you do with your anxiety just being an actress and going into the field? Because girl, a lot of people have anxiety and stress. So people out there want to know, what do you do with your anxiety? What do you do?
Honestly, my anxiety, it's not something, or I'm pretty sure it's similar with everyone. Like, I don't think it's something that you can like vanish and get rid of forever. It comes and goes. There's days where I'm free of anxiety all day and I'm happy and I'm like on cloud 9. There are days where I wake up and like my anxiety is like taking over. Like, my body feels almost like, you know, just like antsy, like that uneasy feeling. And so,
like, you got like ants in your pants, or you got butterflies in your stomach.
Butterflies in your stomach. Like, you just don't feel comfortable in your skin. Like, your skin is basically crawling. Like, that's the anxiety that I have, because I'm still dealing with it. But, you know, talking it out and like really like going like headfirst into my fears is like me going, I'm gonna defeat you. Like, telling my anxiety, like, I'm not gonna let you take over. I want to be in control.
Yes, and you know, Demi actually, you probably learned this in therapy, and your therapist is probably awesome, right? Because all therapists are awesome. But one thing that I really do with a lot of clients is we externalize any type of feeling they have. So the problem is not that I'm anxious, it's anxiety is bothering me, right? We externalize the problem.
Right.
The problem is not the alcoholism, it's not the alcoholic, it's the alcohol, right? So we are able to separate those two. We're able to combat it and fight it one by one, right? Just like Demi says, like, anxiety, you are not knocking on my door today. Nope, Happiness and just lit flyness is coming through this door, right?
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
What about, a lot of people also deal with like depression or just a feeling of not being enough, or like the worthiness part. Has any of that ever hit you?
Yeah, well, for sure, definitely. Depression has been something that runs in your family too. Like, my grandma struggles with depression, my mom struggles with depression, I have struggled with depression, and you know, and my mom and my grandma, and I could tell they still do. And the fact that I'm getting help now, like, I feel like I have to help them. Like, I have to kind of show them how to overcome it, because what's helped me is like positive thinking and like affirmations, like every day, just telling yourself you are enough and you are beautiful and love your curves, love the way you are. Like, you don't need to change anything about your body. You don't need to change anything about the way you look or the way you think. Like, you are perfect just the way you are, because that's the way you are meant to be. And, you know, that's one thing I want to share with like other women and my family. That, you know, the depression, it's happiness is a choice.
Yes. Preach, Demi. Go ahead. Tell them. Happiness is a choice, and it's a personal, independent choice of anything else. Besides the J's, besides Jay-Z, besides whoever it may be, happiness is a choice. Go ahead, Demi. Tell them.
It truly is.
Yeah.
You know, like, because everybody can wake up in the morning and be melancholy, but if you wake up in the morning and you are grateful from the second you take your first breath in the morning, everything, like, your day just ends up being so much better, because you remember to appreciate the little things in life. You wake up hearing the birds chirp. Well, I wake up, I hear the birds chirp. I have sun in my bedroom. I see my dog. You know, I give myself like a reality check every morning. I like have to look around my surrounding, like, where am I? I'm in my beautiful room, in my nice house, in the city of Los Angeles, with my family, with my dog. Like, just those little things make a huge difference. And if you continue to appreciate every little thing that's in your life and think of it as a blessing, then it gets a lot easier to be happy, you know, because then you're not really you're not thinking about the negatives so much, because, you know, in the end, like, there are a lot of bad things. If you choose to just only pay attention to that, you're going to be stuck in that.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And as I mentioned to you earlier, the more and more you implement gratitude into your day or into your week, the happier you will be. Demi, how often do you implement gratitude?
Every day.
Every day. Do you see that, guys? Her hustle is strong because she's well aware of the components. Now, Demi, this is so important as well. Morning routine. Tell me about things you include in your morning routine. And guys, this is a bonus. This is like free information you're getting from people who are successful, that are just rocking it out in their daily life. Demi, what do you do in the morning that sets you up for success? What do you do?
I love to share this, actually, because I've been a lot better at getting consistent with my morning routine, that it now feels like a good routine where, like, if I don't do it, my day is off.
Okay.
So I wake up, first thing I do in the morning is my gratitude prayer. And usually I write it down in my notebook. I write like a short little entry, and then I take my dog for a walk. And then I
Biggie Smalls, right?
Biggie Smalls.
If you guys missed this, the post on Vida Therapy, for those of you that are following Demi and vice versa, right? She's got the cutest little dog called Biggie Smalls, right?
A little dachshund.
Yes, so you take him walking.
Yeah, I take him walking, and I live on a nice hill in Lincoln Heights, so I have like the beautiful view of downtown, and like just, you know, a nice like short walk with my dog. And then I do like 30 minutes yoga, and I've been getting better at going to the gym. Now I extended my workouts from like 1 hour to 2 hours. And, you know, I can't forget, once a week I go to therapy, and that's part of my routine. And that's, you know, my first like 3 or 4 hours, I wake up and I accomplish all those things. I meditate, and, you know, breathing is a huge thing. You know, whenever I get anxiety, that's one thing that I have to remember is like, focus on your breathing. Like I tend to be like really anxious and like
just so high energy. Yes.
And sometimes you need to like bring yourself down to earth and just calm and breathe. And, you know, those are reminders that help me every day.
Yes. So Demi, as I go ahead and I pull this camera a little further away so we can go ahead and do our fun activity, can you give us a fun fact? So everybody that's watching and listening, she's going to give us a fun fact so we get to know her a little bit better, right? And let us know, how can we follow what it is you're doing on your new projects, on your social media handles? How can we have more of Demi? Because y'all, don't we love her? We love her, right? If you guys are out there, go ahead, show us some love, right? So Demi, give us a fun fact.
Okay, so fun fact, when I was little, well, not little, like probably 10 or 11 years old, I put on a one-man show for my parents and my family, and it was like a telenovela. And I played as Mario, Maria, and yeah, that's my little fun fact. I wanted to be a soap opera star.
There we go. Thank you, Demi. I appreciate that. And for those of you that are Latinos, you can appreciate that, right? Because we usually refer back everything to novelas, like, well, this happened there. But guess what? I actually happen to know that real life trauma happens to everyone, not just in novelas, right? So we don't gotta be Talia. We don't gotta be Talia for these things to happen to us, right? All right, so I have a fun activity for us today, guys. So this is exciting. So I'm a huge fan of Jimmy Fallon. Like, him and I, like, that's just, we should have been together, but he got married. So I guess I missed the boat, right? So he has this great segment where he does reading mean tweets. So what we're going to do today is we're going to read mean things that people have said either about therapists, psychotherapists, or actresses, actors, right, in the field. So in this cute little tub, we have these meanies in here, and we're each going to pick one out. So we're going to respond to them and see what our reaction is when we read them. So go ahead. I'll let you go first, Demi.
I can tell which ones are yours. So.
Oh, can you? All right.
Okay.
So let's see. Go ahead and read it out.
Okay, so you don't have talent. How do you eat?
Do you guys see this face? Do you see this face? Okay. All right, Demi, what you got for them? What you got in response to that?
All right, so when people ask me, like, oh, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, I'm an actress. And they're like, oh, but what do you do for money? Like, that's basically the same thing. Like, okay, well, what have you been in? What do you, like, what can I see? You know, how do you, well, you know what? Like, anything you love, money will come. If you're doing what you love, the money will come.
Yes, I couldn't agree more.
If you do things from your heart, the money will come. So right now, yeah, like I'm not struggling. I'm probably the happiest I've ever been. I'm not worried about money. I work, I hustle, I have like 5 jobs, you know, like I'm making money in different avenues, and I'm always putting myself out there, always on posting and submitting myself for work on LA Casting. And although you don't always see me working on projects on my social media, I am still constantly working, whether I do background work or anything involved in, you know, entertainment, like background modeling jobs. I get paid for all those things. So, you know, just because I'm not working a 9 to 5 does not mean I'm not making money, and does not mean that I don't eat.
That's right, exactly. And
I eat good.
I can super relate to that, because people have asked me, like, oh, you charge people to talk to them? Like, yes, it's a professional job, right? Yeah. Some people think that it's just a passion, right? But yes, there's passion, and you can make an income off of that. So for those of you that are interested in becoming an actress or becoming a therapist, reach out to us, right? Ask us questions. That's important. As well, as we go through with these, if you guys have any questions, please, now is the time to ask, right? When do you ever get this amazing actress in the room and a therapist? It's like you won the lottery today, right?
I was gonna say too, like, I love I love inspiring people who want to pursue their dreams to go for it. So if you know, I have had a couple of friends who like ask for information, whether it be for their kids. Like, if you need any advice, like how to get work, setting up an LA Casting account, or anything like that, I'm more than happy to share what I know and like just comment, you know, find me on Instagram
or DM her, right?
me,
or go ahead,
whatever.
DM me, and I'll connect you with Demi. And the beautiful thing is that Demi has such a beautiful, giving heart, and in communities of color, in communities where even like the acting community, that is so important because you know that there's support there, right? People like to think that people are more mean than good, but it's not true. People have a good heart. You just got to connect with those people, right? All right, Demi, so it's my turn. Go ahead. So go ahead, swirl it around. You're gonna be my Vanna White right now. All right, so let me go ahead and choose one that you have written. So let's see. So I've actually had this. I've had this a couple times. So, and I quote, "So you're single, but you're a couples therapist." So to this, I will say, yes, that is a fact. In fact, I am single and a couples therapist. And people ask, well, how does that work, right? Like, you don't even know what's up. Like, you've never been married. And yeah, that's a fact. I've never been married. But I'll tell you this. I've had a male gynecologist.
Hey.
I have had a male gynecologist, and it's a male. He doesn't have the same genitalia that I do, but that doesn't make him any less of a professional or knowing what he's doing. I mean, he went to school for 12 years plus a residency. I'm good. Like, I trust him, and he has wonderful bedside manners. So to that, I'll say, if the person has the education, but also the passion and the unbiased perspective to help you, take the help, right? It's not so much about what personally they have been through, but the unbiased, unjudgment, no shaming environment they're going to provide, right?
Yeah.
So yes. All right, Demi, your turn. Go ahead. Let's see what you get. Now we'll do one more each.
I think that one's mine.
Okay, so one of these. Go ahead. Okay. Let's see what else, guys. We're reading some mean tweets for actresses and therapists. Let's see what you get.
Do you have any work I can see?
Well, what do you think?
Okay, I get this question a lot, and you know, I'm working on building a reel. I have work that's in production. I don't have a lot of stuff that you can see. I can't just like, you know, I do have an IMDb page, but right now, like, this is my year where I'm taking things like the most serious. I'm not in school anymore, so I can pursue acting full time. And so I'm building my stuff up, and everything's in production. So there's nothing I can really show you. You know, if you want to see my stuff, come watch my plays. I have another play actually that I'm going to be in October, and I start rehearsals in September. So that's one thing. Wait for Bloody Maria. Okay, just wait.
Yes.
Be patient.
And then when it comes out and it blows up, we're going to be like, ooh, I saw that girl. I saw that girl with that therapist Z, right?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So then it's my turn. Go ahead, Demi. Go ahead. There we go. And then this will be our last one, guys. So let's see. Let's see something mean that people have said about therapists in the past, right? Let's check this out. Let's see. Oh, this is actually for an actress. So let's see. Let's get another one. Therapy is for crazy people. Yes, I have heard this before. Therapy is para los locos, for the crazy ones, right? Well, I'll tell you this. People who go to therapy are actually less crazy than those who don't, because they're clearing out the mind. I'll say this and I'll say this 100 times. Therapy is like taking a shower. If you don't take a shower for a day, we cool, we all right. But you guys know it's hot outside. So if we take 2 days and we don't shower, we got a problem. Ooh, but 3 days, nobody is going to want to be around you, right? So here's the important thing to remember. Therapy is like taking a shower for the mind. If you don't take a shower, it's going to stink. And you are going to be the negative Nancy nobody wants to be around or talk to or boo up, right? We all want to get booed up. So it's important to remember that mental health impacts every single aspect of our lives, right? So in closing today, guys, I appreciate you watching us at your lunch hour, at the office, on the sideline, because your boss might catch you on the gram, right? So Demi, in closing up, let them know, where can they reach you on your social media handles? Where can they follow you? Where can they send DMs? Let them know.
You guys can follow me on Instagram, Demi_Tigresa, if you're not already following me, or you can find me on Facebook, Demi Tigressa. And yeah, just wait for me coming out.
Excellent, excellent. And also as a resource, I'm starting a workshop for women who are dating Mr. Wrong, right?
Hey.
Yes, hey. And that's going to be for August, right? The location is still to be disclosed, but it's going to be in downtown. We're going to have some wine. It's going to be an amazing time for women, right? But if you're interested and you're like, Z, I need to find Bae, but now I need to find him like yesterday. Come talk to me. Send me a DM, email me on the hotline bling, right? Let me know, because I love working with women, especially entrepreneurs. This is my niche. I love people that are willing to work on their personal progress. And as always, for those on Demi, I'm on Vida Therapy across the board. I got a YouTube channel, got a Facebook page, and the gram. So once again, Demi, thank you for being here with us. And
thank
everybody,
you so much for having me,
thank you for your support.